Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one. So today we're going to talk about the whole Passport Bros movement, and for those who don't know what it is, it's been this topic has been making the rounds in the whole black manosphere, black social media section, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, etc. And Passport Bros is a movement of black men of all ages, different socioeconomic patterns that are saying, you know what, I'm done with American women. I'm going to go to Brazil, go to Colombia, go to Mexico, go to Asia, and find myself a woman, or and either bring her back or just go over there and party and hang out. So it's basically saying that Western women are beyond hope of ever being the type of women that we want to marry. So screw it, let's go overseas. So there's been a backlash with women, of course, shaming men for, you're just trying to groom women, and all women overseas are prostitutes, and all the men who are going over there are losers or whatever. So there's this kind of culture war going on. So that reminded me of this video. I remember this. I saw this a long time ago, and this was on the BBC. And this was when Piers Morgan, he's super annoying now, but when he was at the height of being an irritating piece of trash. So this guy is a dating coach in England, and he is talking about how he runs like a service to have men go to Russia and meet women. And of course, they have this purple-haired looking lesbian chick, and then some other woman, and then Piers Morgan, and they're just trying to go in on this dude. And props to him for remaining calm. And all they can do is just shaming language. With shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Never let anyone shame you guys, ever. If you have a preference, if you're a guy and you're successful and you want a young hot chick, hey, it is what it is. If you are a black guy and you like light-skinned chicks, if you're a white guy and you like dark-skinned black women, hey, everyone's allowed to have their preferences. You cannot thought police people's attraction. You just can't. And this actually goes both ways. Well, I'm focusing mostly on men because this is a men's channel. Never let anyone shame you for your preferences. So we're going to see a whole lot of that right here. Let's get into it. Fair use, by the way.
Is your blood boiling? Yes, I'm almost so angry I can't.
So this is a shorter clip, so they actually skipped the part where he kind of went in and said that British women are all, fat and ugly and all this other stuff. And the guy was being nice about it, but his basic summary is that don't try it with British women because they're fat, mean, ugly, and dumb. So
talk actually.
But are you just moaning all the time?
Well, that's one of those things about one of those criticisms, right? It's like saying somebody can't take criticism. It's very difficult to come back from that.
Yeah.
And of course you can't take criticism. Look at that Megan Rapinoe hair she has. You can just tell from the jump that she's going to be trouble.
So you haven't got an answer for it. That's great.
I haven't got an answer about being entitled and overweight.
You don't?
Well, no, I think being entitled is...
Oh, sorry. He said that they're entitled, lazy, and overweight. I got it wrong.
Blaming your lack of relationship success on an entire nation of women.
I was very successful in England, very, very successful, but I noticed that every time I saw a beautiful woman and went to talk to her, where are you from? Oh, Sweden. Oh, Russia.
There's
oh,
no
the
beautiful
Ukraine.
women in the UK.
No, there are,
I
for
think
sure.
that's
And do you see how they're putting words in his mouth? He didn't say that. There's going to be a whole lot of, just like in that Jordan Peterson interview with that blonde chick where she said, what you're trying to say is, he's going to make a point, and then they're going to tell him what he said. And also, do you see how the first thing this Barney-looking, purple-haired woman said was, oh, you're trying to blame your lack of success in relationships on British women. So the whole who hurt you argument.
So a lot of them are foreign in London, and it's just comparatively, there are way more in Russia. So, you walk down Oxford Street, you see a few beautiful women, many of them are foreign. You walk down the equivalent street in Moscow, it's like, my God, You know, they're everywhere.
Do you think there were any other reasons why you weren't particularly successful with British women when you were
I was
looking
very
for dates
successful,
here?
like I said.
But you've just said that most of the women that you were attracted to were foreign. So, you know, telling women that you're potentially going to date that they're entitled, overweight and moan all the time...
I wasn't telling them that
may
at the
not-
time,
may
obviously.
not-
And of course, she's trying to say, oh, well, maybe the reason why you weren't happy in relationships or you weren't getting any chicks is because you're telling him that they're fat, and he never said that either. And I got to cut in here too. Like, I've traveled a lot, and a lot of women overseas, just due to the fact that they believe in, you know, keeping themselves up, having long hair, not looking like purple-haired lesbians. That's part of their culture. So you'll go to like for instance, I've been down to Argentina, right? And you'll see a lot of the older women are attractive older women because they don't want to leave the house looking like crap. Whereas you go in the United States, Canada, the UK, I guess, you know, women just, the whole, I don't dress nice for guys and I'm not going to do anything for the male gaze. They don't have the whole male gaze argument that a lot of these women have here where they're saying, we need to not have the male gaze because it hurts our self-esteem or whatever these feminists say. Let's get back into it.
May not be the most successful chat-up line.
It's not one I would recommend, but
No.
it was. This is like a process of my experience. I was in the UK until 2009. Then I travelled a lot. I've been to 60 countries. I went to Brazil. They're very nice. I went to Scandinavia. Denmark's got very beautiful women. But when I went to Russia, I found the whole package: the looks, the character, everything.
And do you see how he said, this guy's he's not a dork or a nerd or anything that you would say that you could stereotype him as not getting women. Obviously, I think he's pretty successful if he's been to 60 countries. So he travels, he sounds articulate, intelligent. So, I mean, he's not presenting himself in a way that's hostile or offensive, but just in Western society, any critique of women or any type of empowerment to men to exercise choice is considered as offensive to women. And of course, we have Piers Morgan white knighting with his cape on, simping for these women. So, ugh.
Your mother's English, right?
Yes, she is.
So does she also qualify as...
Oh, and there we go, your mother. And being black, I always hear that anytime you criticize black women, your mom is black. So that's the number one thing that they always go to. But listen to his answer.
unattractive, stupid, entitled, and the rest of it? Or is
Let's
she
go back just a little bit.
unattractive, stupid? It's English, right?
Yes, she is. The whole package: the looks, the character, everything.
Your mother's English, right?
Yes, she is.
So does she also qualify as unattractive, stupid, entitled, and the rest of it? Or is she an exception?
No, but she lives out there with me, and she agrees. She
Your
says
mother
that women-
agrees that all English women are awful, even though
No,
she's an
she
English
agrees
woman.
that they're better out there.
Right.
She says they're lovely, honest people, kind, and there's beautiful women everywhere.
Right.
They weren't expecting that, were they? Dude is, he's just letting them look dumb because he's not bothered by any of the stuff that they're saying. And all these insults and jabs and all this stuff, props to him for remaining calm and just letting them just come after him. And it gets even worse.
I think you're just peddling like a really dangerous, like stereotypical view of beauty that is just so damaging for women and men.
Complain to Victoria's Secret. If you like those kind of women, then
Savage. He said, complain to Victoria's Secret.
and that's what you'll find in Russia. If you don't like that kind of women, then of course I
would I
meet
complain to
guys
an underwear
that
shop?
have all kinds of different tastes, right? I meet guys that have tastes that don't coincide with mine at all, and that's fine. But for guys that like that stereotypical beautiful woman, that's where you will find it.
Profiling people.
Absolute facts. He said it. She said, you're trying to have the, impossible beauty standard that not a lot of women fit. And he said, well, if you do like that beauty standard, I know a place where you can go. Perfectly reasonable.
People by where they come from. Do you?
I have concern about that. I have a concern about the fact that you think all British women are overweight.
Not all,
And he never said all.
obviously.
I mean, actually, more British, statistically, if we're talking about the obesity problem in the UK, which is a slightly different debate, but actually more British
big
men are
problem.
overweight.
Well, Richard, we have 3 English women here. Brazil, are they...
And that's another thing, is this tit for tat stuff with this chick in the purple, I only have her face on the screen, but if you watch the video, and I'll put the link in the description box, she has her gut hanging over her pants. So she got the Dunlap because her gut Dunlapped over her pants. Women are judged more on their looks than men are. Men are wanted for their money for the most part, or their resources, and or their personality even. Because I know some dumpy fat dudes that have game and they get chicks, and girls are wanted for their looks. So it's a lazy argument. It's a lazy, simplistic, moronic argument to try and say if women can't be fat, men can't be fat. That's stupid.
They all fat, entitled, stupid. I mean,
I don't know them.
What's your view of the women?
You don't know them, but you. But
Well, Richard,
you've
just cast your
Piers.
expert eye over the women at this desk, for example.
And let's pause here. They try and put him on the spot, and dude doesn't even play their game. He's just like, hey, I'm going to be respectful. Now, if it was me, I'd have just cut into him because, I guess I'm not the proper English gentleman, but I'd have said, look, you need to cut that purple, Rapinoe lesbian haircut. You got this weird, there's a presenter who has this Hey Kool-Aid red dress on, and then I can't even see the other chick, and then Piers Morgan looks like a piglet in a suit. So I'd have just gone in on all of them, but that's just me.
I think that would be rude. I'd like to.
Let's hear you be brutally honest.
Well, I don't want to be baited into
You're full of this. You've got three women.
I've got respect for the women.
You've got
here.
no
I'm not gonna
respect
get
for English
personal.
women. That's the whole point.
I'm generalising.
You have zero respect for English women.
And that's the thing about Piers Morgan right here. Right here. And if you watch the video, you'll see Piers has his hand up, like motioning in this dude's face. And that's proof that Piers Morgan's never had his ass kicked before. Because if we were on the street and Piers Morgan tried to put his hand in my face, let's just say Piers Morgan would never want to see me again. That's for sure. Because if there's one thing I've asked for, especially in a conversation, is let's be courteous. Let's treat each other in a respectable manner if we're going to have a conversation. But you're not going to be putting your hand in my face. So props to this guy for staying calm.
I've got
a
respect for my
repulsive
mother. I've
individual
got respect for
who's
many
come on here,
British women.
and when you're
There are
actually
many
confronted,
talented, beautiful British women.
by smart, intelligent, beautiful women, you can't deal with them, can you?
Of course I can. I'm dealing with them.
And if you watch the video, all the girls are looking at him like, yeah, get him, Piers. Get him, man.
Go on, then say what you want to say
I
to
don't
their
wanna
faces.
I want to tell you that the women are more beautiful in Russia.
Right.
Shock, and they're very nice. They're great, honest,
so they
intelligent
don't tell
women.
you that you're an idiot for thinking those things. Is that what you call nice?
And now she goes to name calling.
Who's they?
What Russian women
Do you
don't,
speak
don't
Russian?
tell you?
Yeah,
You do, fluent Russian.
ish.
So they can't really understand a word you're saying, can they? Did your
Shaming language.
wife even know what you were saying when you seduced her?
She speaks perfect English, and I
Yeah.
speak very good Russian.
Right. Do you?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Я говорю по-русски, моя жена стоит там.
What's that? My
Она
name
очень
is
красивая.
Dick and I want to marry you. Is that it?
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Who are the men that you're helping who currently, these hugely attractive
question.
men who are highly intelligent and want to have successful, committed relationships? How come these incredible men are not finding women here in the UK?
I'm a dating coach. I've been
Because apparently English women, like a lot of women in the West, are difficult to deal with. They're lazy and entitled. Men are like electricity, so we take the path of least resistance. And all this guy's saying is just like the Passport Bros movement, is just, you know what? Try something else because you have options.
been doing it for 11 years. I've got successful companies, turned over $50 million. We've got 1 million website visitors a month. These guys are listening to me. They want my advice, and a lot of them are very unsatisfied. And the guys that have come and visited me in Eastern Europe, in Russia, are like, wow, this is like a breath of fresh air. As I said, many men are going to be really happy with English women. That's great.
Can I just
For the
say-
men that are unsatisfied, they can listen to me, they can take my advice, and they might end up very, very happy. That's my job.
I think
And you can't argue with numbers. You heard him say that his company is very successful. So that's the beautiful thing about the truth. You can spin some narrative all you want, but the facts are the facts, and that's it.
I think, like, you're suggesting that there's a cheat's way to being confident and right with yourself, and that cheat's way is to just move abroad. And
You know what? And that is true to a certain extent. Imagine, that you're just a regular Joe and you're out there and all these girls are asking you, oh, prove yourself to me, blah, blah, blah. And then you go to another country and there's a woman who says, you know what? You're just a nice guy. That might feel pretty good.
And in order to be available in a relationship, you just have to do the hard work to feel right with yourself and be able to show love to people and receive love. There's not a cheap way. You don't just move to another country. And
if you're healthy, vegan yoga,
you know what, Richard
then probably you're going to find more people like that in LA. People are different all over the world.
I think you are right to seek.
Fuck you, Piers Morgan. I don't even want to finish what he's going to say because he's an idiot. And the funniest thing, too, let me go off on a tangent. Piers Morgan was flying his woke cape for a long time and going in on Ben Shapiro about guns and all this other stuff. And then they turned on him when he had his transgender friend on there was talking about women's sports, and then they ate him alive. So a sidebar is you can't white knight for any of these woke types or feminist types or any of this because they'll turn on you like a pack of wolves. But to sum this video up, black men aren't the only one doing the passport bros. White men in England are doing it too. So this isn't new. I don't think that it's going to stop anytime soon. So you guys, for all men who are hearing this, you have options. If you're tired of women here, you travel. I've traveled a lot. I've dealt with women from all countries. Not all, but I'm just saying a myriad of countries, and it's just a different experience. And don't let anyone shame you into saying that you shouldn't. All right, guys, this is AJ. Stay safe, and I'm out of here.